Business and Bliss podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Kay, here with the amazing Jennifer Conkey.
Hi, everybody.
Woo! And we have a very exciting guest for you today. I am super excited to introduce the one and only Forbes Riley. Forbes, take it away. And I have to say for our listeners, she's going to have to describe, because Forbes brought props with her today, and these are our first props we've ever had on the Business and Bliss show. So this is a moment here in time. So Forbes, we're going to turn it over to you. Tell us all about you and what you brought with you today. We're so excited to have you.
Well, actually, I just love the whole energy of the girl power. So good morning, ladies, and all of everybody listening. If you don't know who I am, that's why they invented Google and YouTube. Just getting that point. Come on, Oprah, you don't have to have an introduction. But no, the truth is I've been an actress and a TV host my whole life. I've been lucky enough to be at the beginning, remember lucky is not the right word, at a lot of industries. Cable television was born while I was growing up. Infomercials started while I was growing up. The internet was born while I was growing up. So all of those things, I look at my kids who are 16, they're used to having all of these things. But being a pioneer sometimes means you get arrows. And I've learned a lot of lessons along the way. And I tell the story that not only through my career have I grossed $2.5 billion for between home shopping and infomercials, and work with people like Mario Lopez and George Foreman and Jack LaLanne and the Sharks at Shark Tank. A lot of people along the way, including Kim Kardashian. I mean, truly, if you want to Google YouTube, my name and Kim, you'll see I gave her her very first start in television in her very first infomercial for a steam iron. She had no TV credits at the time. So it's been an amazing up and down journey. I've certainly lived the life of a very full woman. I've done a couple of talk shows. I've been in movies. I'm sure you guys have watched Splatter University, right? Where the school colors are blood red. I star in that one. And then the latest thing that I've been working on for the last many years is how do you age gracefully? I was actually going to do a book called Bullshit, Nobody Ages Gracefully.
I love it.
But, and I know if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see what I'm doing, but I have a thing called my SpinGym in my hands. And my SpinGym is a product that, yes, it might look like a yo-yo, but I will tell you, for people from wheelchairs to obesity to sitting in an office to my fiance who just won a Mr. World Championship title, this thing will kick your butt, ignite you, change your state, and make you happy. And so I'm on a bit of a crusade in this second half of my journey to promote health, wealth, and happiness.
Amen.
I love it. Love it. I need to get some of those for my youngest. Well, no, actually, for all four of my kids could actually benefit from that.
I will tell you, this is all of us. There's no one on the planet that doesn't benefit from this. And I've got videos for that. I've got videos that will show you young kids doing it, getting ready for surfing and swimming, because this vibrates. It requires tension. It improves posture. I've got professional baseball pitchers. And so what I'm on now is, while I've sold a lot of product personally as a spokesperson, and here's what I teach people. I teach two things. I teach a thing called Forbes Factor Live, which is a combination of how do you pitch what you do? How do you be engaging, exciting? I hate the word selling, don't like to sell, but I do like to enroll you. If I've got something and I think you need it, baby, get your wallet out. Let's do this exchange. Give me your money, I'll give you my product, but let's go. So the second thing, though, that's even more important that I do is a very deep trauma release. And I can actually do this on one of you guys if you want. But when you see people who keep doing the same thing over and over again, by definition, that's just stupidity. It's not really. It's basically that something happened in your past that is fighting you. And you almost go, wow, why is it part of me thinks I should be doing this and part of me thinks I should be doing something else? Yes?
Yeah, and you need a parts integration.
Yes.
Oh, you are an NLP girl. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, and people don't really know what that is.
Yeah.
They go to therapy, they sit on the couch for however long. In my world, we fix you in 20 minutes. You're in, on, and done.
Yep.
So
that's awesome. So you're a fellow, I'm a master practitioner of NLP and a certified hypnotherapist. I love that you already know about it. It's life-changing. Walk us through, like, how did this come to be, your SpinGym? Where did the idea come from? How did you make it a business? Such a incredibly successful one.
If you go, my favorite tool right now is YouTube, because you can see I've got about 2,500 videos on YouTube that really, in the old days, I had a half-inch video cassette player and we couldn't show these. But I helped create the very beginning of selling fitness on television. I had a series called Fit TV. And if you Google that, you'll see me wearing and it's funny because you'll see me wearing jackets. Back then, I didn't have any kind of body to speak about. I was overweight most of my life. My mom was 260 pounds. But I was a dancer. So I had a great sense of my body. I just didn't understand the food thing, right? Fast food had just come out. And then if you're an emotionally traumatized person, you eat to stuff down emotions. Great. That was a horrible cycle and a very lonely one. In fact, I tell people, because I'm kind of a major motivational speaker now. How did you get started? Well, because I never drank, but my roommate was a raging alcoholic in New York, and he took me to an AA meeting. And for the first time, I watched people stand up and share their story. Mm-hmm. Apparently, in my little hometown, nobody shared anything, because I'm like, that person sounds like me. Wait, that person sounds like, wait, that. It was this eye-opening thing going, wow, maybe I'm not the only one who suffers in silence.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Big revelation. And it's why I love speaking, so you can get your messaging out to people and really let them know they're not alone.
Right.
So I, with Body by Jake, helped literally do the first 1,500 fitness products that you ever saw on television. We had a 24-hour cable network called Fit TV, and my job was to create the pitches. And to this day, I will stand as, and I'll challenge anybody, as like the world-class pitch creator. You give me a product, I don't care what it is, let's create the pitch. So let's try something here.
Oh God, let's do it, can we?
All right. I've got this.
Okay.
Lisa, give me 20 seconds and pitch my pen.
You want me to pitch?
You're on.
Oh, okay. You guys have got to test out this Sharpie. You think you've tried other Sharpies? I don't think so. Not until you've tried this one. The beautiful, bold red color. It really, I don't even know.
All right, my girl, you want to start?
I'm done with my pitch. You're going to win.
She's like, I can't do it. I don't know anything about a pen. You want me to go?
Yep, go for it.
There's an ongoing epidemic. The epidemic that I'm talking about is not having a Sharpie to write all of your shit down. And not only can you use it to write shit down, but you can use it as a prop. And you know what I mean, ladies. You know what I mean when you get that Sharpie and you just have this itch that you need to get. Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead. Sell it, Forbes.
That's a vibrating Sharpie. I don't know what you are selling. So here's my pitch for the pen. And you know, it's really funny. My mom used to write me longhand notes. They were always written in a red Sharpie. I think that's because it's about a heart. And the crazy thing about a pen like this, it can reach out and touch your heart no matter where you are.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, if you don't sell the features of a product, but you sell the benefits of what it can do for somebody, you win. And this actually, not a Sharpie, but a pen got me my first job at Body by Jake. And from then, it is truly, when you look at my SpinGym, I don't care that it's pink and it has 3 pieces of metal and a string. What I care about is that I can, in 3 weeks, take your arms from flabby to fabulous, that I can actually get your heartbeat racing while you're sitting in a chair because you are not going to the gym. And that's okay. If you're sitting behind a desk and if you're doing your work, you give me 60 seconds, you put on Farrell's Happy and you start singing and doing this, your attitude changes, your state changes. You know what you get? Healthier, fitter, and more productive in just 60 seconds. I don't care what this costs, you need one.
Yeah. I want one right now.
Right.
I don't know about you, Lisa.
And actually, Joshua, I'll show you another reason why you want one, because this does something, in all honesty, that no other product does. I had a resistance band slip off my foot and shatter my nose, okay? I'm a little anti-resistance bands for that reason. I've also spent a lot of time in the gym, and you can overwork out and still not lose weight. Joshua? Apparently my super fitness model is gone. I don't know where he went and rode. When he comes back and you see on his body how every single muscle fires, every time you pull this thing, you go, oh my God, there's never been anything like this. And so now my job is I started a company, I promoted it on Home Shopping, and now what I'm working on is how did Zumba become a thing? Zumba is the stupidest thing in the world. Zumba is dancing to Latin music. Oh my God, we trademarked that, we made it a thing. So the genius behind Zumba, and it's not that it's the stupidest thing, but the idea that you would go, I'm gonna make that a worldwide company is like, wow. So if Zumba's a thing, SpinGym can win. If Donald Trump can be president, I can be Oprah. It's kind of nice to look at things out there and go, yeah, you know? So that is what we're doing with this, because the other thing about SpinGym that I love is I grew up with no money. My dad was an engineer, but he had a horrible industrial accident when I was in high school and spent 3 years in the hospital, had 15 operations. And so I know what it's like to be broke. I get a personal charge out of going to the sauna like I just did today, sitting with a whole bunch of women who can't do anything in the sauna because and just do this. And they'll go, hey, well, what's that? And here's what I've concluded. You don't ever tell somebody what it is. You don't say, hey, I've sold 2 million of these, or I'm Forbes Riley. All I ever say is the perfect pitch. I say, you ready, ladies? You want to see something cool? And what do you say?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody says yes. Then I say, give me your thumbs. And people give me their thumbs. I put this on their thumbs. The next thing you know, they're doing it. And within 10 seconds, your boobs are flopping, your shoulders are moving, you feel it in your heart rate. And they're like, how do I get one of these? And I still think to this day, it's one of the funniest things in the world to have a product that people literally chase me down the street going, I want one. How do I get this from you? That's the way you create a company. You create and enroll something that people want so bad that they can't imagine life without it, whatever it is.
It feels like, you know, when you do that movement too, it feels like it's addicting to the sense, like almost like that game Candy Crush, where you just, you know, how long can I go? How long can I go? And you can make a game out of it. So when you have something like that, people get a little bit addicted to it. So that's kind of cool. That's awesome. So what do you do? What do you do for fun? What do you do for fun? I know you have like all this business savvy and all the things that you've done to kick off and make all of these enrollments, which by the way,
I do. I also, by the way, this is another crazy thing. I realize if people don't make things that you want, make them yourself.
Okay.
Find the best ingredients that you can do. So your question is, what do I do for fun? Do I not look like I'm having serious fun right now?
You do, but what do you do? How do you do that? I know you're having serious fun.
Maintain your bliss.
Yeah. How do you maintain bliss?
Well, have you seen my fiance?
Well, see, I'm married to a woman. So if your fiance was J-Lo, then I'd be like, wow. So I get it. But yeah.
You know what the crazy thing is? I'm got a guy, but if you got a cute girl, I'm still going to go, wow. I'm all about gorgeous women. Don't kid yourself. In fact, somebody asked me that years ago. When I first started my Facebook, I used to have a yes or no question. I would put up these pictures of beautiful women. I'm obsessed with beautiful women. So, and the cover of the old Cosmopolitan was shot by Scavullo, like pictures of Carol Alt or Christy Brinkley. I was obsessed with like amazing. So I would put these up in there, and people said, well, are you gay? And I'm like, well, I don't know, because I only bought women's magazines growing up, and I've always grown up looking at pictures of women. So I don't know. Does that make me gay? I don't think so, but thank you. No, I'm just joking. Yes. But it's kind of funny. So I just appreciate beauty in all its forms. Mm-hmm. And I will, as soon as Joshua, wherever he is, I don't know, because I don't care whether you're straight or gay. In fact, this is my favorite line when it comes to Joshua. Men will walk up to him and go, and gay women going, damn, I would do you. And I'm like, actually, they usually say, I'm not gay, but I would do. I'm like, then you might want to reconsider.
my usual is, I always say, man, I would jump the fence for you. Yeah. There's a couple out there, right? But they're like the whole package. So where is Joshua? I see there's video cameras.
I have no idea why.
What the hell do y'all do in your living room, Forbes? I see video cameras right there.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, we do everything we can. I own it. Yeah. That's the big thing is, you know what? Wait. I'm sorry. Here's a picture of him. Here, there you go. Here's his before and after.
Oh, that's awesome. So does he compete? He competes?
Yeah. In fact, he's competing November 9th. He's kind of grumpy right now because he's got 4 weeks left to go, and he's a vegetarian. That body is a vegetarian.
How in the heck does he do that? Yeah, that's incredible.
You know, he has a switch in his brain. It's fun to live with him because he never complains. He's eating Brussels sprouts, asparagus, and rice, and very happy. Mm-hmm. And he is so, you know, we teach this in business about know your why, right? And go after it. If you got a really solid why, anything's possible. Well, his why is he's going to win. It's not an option. Mm-hmm. And so he does the things he needs to do. Cardio twice a day. He's in the gym. He SpinGyms. And food is just part of his religion. And it's funny because the other man in my life was Jack LaLanne. And I talk about that food was his religion as well. And if you are very religiously fanatical about something, you do things that may not even make sense. He never had a cake. He never had sugar of any kind. He didn't even have a pizza until he was in his 90s, okay? So when you commit that heavily and you've decided this is what you want. So I play these games with people. One is a what you want game. So Lisa, let's try you for a second. I'm gonna ask you a question a couple of times and you just can't do two things. You cannot repeat yourself and you can't-
Joshua. There's Joshua.
Oh wait, there's Joshua. I love the way he strolls in. What do you want?
Hi.
Hello.
What's here?
All right, so can you take your shirt off for a second? I have a point. No, because I want to show them why SpinGym works so well.
We want to see you do the SpinGym.
So for everyone listening, you're gonna have to go to YouTube.
Yeah, sorry guys.
If you want to see this.
All right.
Lisa's gonna have to get a mop in a minute.
All right, so we're talking
like,
about why
it works
so well. Now, can you see? I want you to see his. Now turn around a little bit because actually right now your shoulders look so great. Can you guys see what's firing on his?
It works the lats and everything.
Well, all the way down to your lower back. I mean, you got
yeah.
coming. And this one product does that all. So, Josh, what do you think of it?
What do I think about this thing or you?
Oh, I don't know. Have a seat.
So with this little thing, I took this thing and I did one song to it. And I really did it really hard. And it really kicks my ass. So it'll kick my ass between a 3.5 minute to 4 minute song. And I break out a sweat and I get more tired using this than 2 hours in the gym.
Wow.
Interesting.
That is very interesting. And I think it was awesome to see because the level of definition in your muscle, you can actually see it's truly firing. Like that's,
right. Well, it's not
that's incredible.
I mean, the harder you do it, the harder it becomes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can do it as light as possible and do this, but if I really do it hard, if you really be serious, it will kick
Which
your
is
ass.
perfect because you can advance depending upon where you are on your fitness journey. You can, it can grow with you.
Right.
For sure.
Another great thing about it is that I can just go from doing my tricep to just switching and working my bicep.
That's what I was just going to ask too, is do you guys have like a card that shows the different movements for how to isolate muscles?
I think Forbes
we have entire trainings. I have everything that you would ever need. We also do abs. You want to get really crazy? You got to see how this thing does your abs, your legs. We dance with it. We do kickboxing. We have the most fun with this product on the planet. But it's interesting to see you say that you work 2 hours in the gym lifting. How heavy?
All the way up to about as much weight the gym has.
Right, as much weight as the gym has. And 3 minutes to just kick your ass.
It does. Well, it's a different workout. So it's a different type of workout, which is perfect for anybody who doesn't go to the gym and doesn't have that much time to go to the gym, but really kicks their cardio.
Now, I got to say something. This is really important to know because people are not, they know I sell things on television. They look at Josh and go, wow, he's just saying that. When I met John, we met because of SpinGym, by the way, in my hotel room in Las Vegas. We were doing a video shoot and he showed up as a fitness model. And when I asked you the first time and you kind of just played around with it, what did you say about SpinGym?
I wouldn't use it.
He actually said he would never use it. But then he realized, what changed your mind?
Well, I took it serious. I took it and I really said, okay, I'm going to try to get a real workout with it. Before with her, the first time it was just like showing it to me, right? It's like,
and it's not going to build muscle. That's not what you use it for. But look, so Lisa's a new mom. Why would she want it?
For all those reasons I just said. She's at home. She doesn't have time to go to the gym. She has a kid. She can do this on the couch when the baby's sleeping. So anytime that she has some free time, she can just pick this up and get a small little workout in.
What do you think about your first journey?
Oh, well, I wouldn't think you're the most amazing person if I wasn't with you. So.
Aww, that's sweet.
What makes me the happiest is to see that I make her happy. So I really appreciate it.
You guys are awesome. Hey, okay, Forbes, if our listeners wanted to find this, like, I know that we could just Google you.
Yeah, you can just go to SpinGym Fitness. That's the best place to go.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. You gotta go to the gym. I know you do that first. Thank you for popping in and thank you for taking the clothes off.
Bye, Joshua. Thanks for getting naked with us.
Okay.
Next time I'm charging.
You should. You should.
Actually, very funny story. I did a series of summit things and the other day, and he was in the background. He didn't realize I was talking online, like live. He walked out of that door with nothing on.
There he goes. He's already doing it.
And my interviewer is laughing her ass off, and I'm like, I don't know what you. I'm like, and then I realized, like, oh no. But I will tell you what's been great about him. Hey, name is Ashley Black. Is that he has. He really didn't know what this was in the beginning, and I think that's totally fair for you to be curious and go, wait, how could that work? But I'm going to tell you, I've been doing this for 10 years. We have 100-pound weight loss stories because those are women who are never going to the gym. And this little bit of a change has really changed everything in their lives. Just being motivational, just seeing somebody like Joshua caring about it and about me. He doesn't have to do this. He doesn't get paid for any of this. And I'll tell you what, he doesn't lie. He doesn't want to, doesn't have to. And so that's been very important for me. The other thing that's important for me, and I love that both of you have partners, is that being in love changed everything for me too. I love my kids very much, but I really like having someone that I can stand next to and be proud of, who's proud of me, who's willing to it's a social media world. We're out there, and I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want to, I just want to be loved. And I want people to know that it's possible. I did not know it was this possible.
Isn't that an awesome feeling?
Isn't
it?
Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you something else, though. To that same thing, I'm going to share with you that I think it's good not to be in love when you're trying to build a company. Because there's two ways to be. If you're massively in love and your partner is great, then you can do that. But if you're also massively in love and you're dating and stuff, you're distracted. And it's hard to be that focused because building a mountain takes a lot of work. It doesn't happen overnight. And I love being this, people call you a power couple. That's great and all. But then now there's so many times where I'm not working late anymore. I just want to go hang out on the beach and snuggle in bed. And I don't want to get up at 6 a.m. I want to stay in bed till noon. So it's a funny balance. I just did a podcast with a 17-year-old, and I think he was blown away that I said, look, stop comparing yourself. Stop looking at these 18-year-old millionaires. In my entire 20s, I played. I traveled to Club Med. I created a company called Stripogram. We did singing and stripping telegrams. I had a blast. I went skiing. I just enjoyed my life. And if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be who I am now. Yeah. But nowadays, with everybody looking at Instagram, well, she's got 1 million followers and I've only got 2,000. My life must suck. No, go and play. Yeah. And stop, because your life is over in a heartbeat. He's lost 2 dads. I've lost my parents. We both lost best friends not long ago. Let me tell you something. When the game is over, it's over. And if you don't play it to have fun, there is no winning.
That is gorgeous, right, Lisa? That's like our whole thing is be present in life and enjoy it. Find your bliss. Be happy.
Tell us about that.
How do you do it?
I agree with you. And Jen, it made me think of the term you said last time, comparanoia.
Oh.
Forbes, how do you do that?
Oh, I love that comparanoia. Well, it's an interesting thing. Number one, I've always been a disruptor. I've always had my own thoughts about doing things. And apparently I've never had a job resume, and I've always created things. So I think it's very important because you do need to compare on some level. The funny thing, everybody needs to find their own type. I think the most important thing you can do is find a group of people to talk to. Like I said, when I was 22 and I started hearing that people at AA had these stories, because when you're a kid and you're alone in your house, in your own bedroom, you don't realize what the rest of the world is. You've got a very skewed view of that. Mm-hmm. So my thought is that you have to kind of step one foot in front of the other and go, what makes me happy? What do I love to do? And so let me play a game with you, Lisa, because I get a sense of that from you. Miss Lisa, all I'm going to ask you is, what do you want? Okay, I'm going to ask you, what do you want?
Oh, I'm live right now?
Yeah.
What do I want? Honestly, I think what everybody else wants. I want joy.
Okay, this is my coaching. Number one, don't ever start a sentence with honestly, because that means that you're not being as honest as you want to be. And I think
that is the truth. I want joy. I want peace. I want harmony. I want happiness.
Stop. So wait, Lisa, I get paid tens of thousands of dollars to coach. Watch this. Play with me for a second. Is it okay if I made you happier?
Yes.
Yeah, I get a sense. How old are your kids right now?
1 and 3.
1 and 3. That is a time as a mom's life where you don't matter. You are a machine. Correct. Yes, I got that. Happiness right now for the next couple of years is not for yours if you don't really get serious about it. The one thing that should make you very happy is to look at your babies and take endless photos and videos. And just marvel in the joy of babiness. Because when the babies go away, they put teenagers in their place, and it's freaking weird. My husband said something interesting when the babies were like 2 or 3 weeks old. He's leaning over the crib, and he looked at me, and he said, don't get mad at me. I don't love them. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. Thank you. Thank you, because I don't love them either. They're these 2 little poopy machines who are sucking on my breast, they don't do anything. I'm exhausted. Everything on me hurts. And everyone who comes over only wants to go, oh, look at them. I'm like, what's to look at? They don't do anything. And then one day, my daughter, like 4 weeks, smiled. And I thought, oh. So one was to give myself a break for not feeling oh my God, now, don't get me wrong. I love them to pieces, but it felt good to have somebody else acknowledge that it's just work at some point.
Right.
But you've got to step out, my Lisa. How old are you?
38.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you're older because I was 42 when I had my kids. I think when you're really young, it's hard to appreciate them and live your life. So the next thing, let me just ask you a couple of questions and let me interrupt you and let me play this game. Okay. When I asked you what you wanted, girlfriend, you just gave me a laundry list of what other people want. So let's play the game again. Name me one thing. What do you want?
Freedom.
Oh, that's interesting. From what?
Just like no constraints, financially, time, no constraints, freedom to just be, live.
That's an interesting. You're gonna have to kind of live. What do you want? The only rules are you cannot repeat the same answer twice. Go.
Abundance.
What do you want?
No limits.
What do you want?
God, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, she's tough on you, Lisa.
I'm not being tough. I only asked her, what do you want 3 times, baby girl? What do you want?
I have so many things. I mean, I think back to my original answer. I want happiness.
Okay, I've already heard all those things. Do me a favor, dig deeper. What do you want?
Support.
What do you want?
Support.
What does that mean?
Encouragement, reassurance.
Okay. Does your partner know that you want these things?
Yeah.
What do you want? Stop trying to push it in. Stop trying to be glamorous right now. You said this is a pretty powerful moment. Stop playing with your hair. And now I'm serious right now. This is what I do for a living. Don't touch. If you touch your face one more time, I'm coming to where you are. I'm
I'm wiping my tears.
I don't want you to wipe your tears. I want you to feel your tears. Stop being somebody.
Yeah.
Stop being somebody who has to be perfect. That's one of the things that you've been trying to live up to your whole life, hasn't it? Yeah. Babies are not perfect.
Screw you, Forbes.
Screw me. I got it. I got it. This is what I do. This is the magic.
I have a feeling that's not the first time she's heard that, Lisa.
No, that's okay. You know what? My purpose on this planet's got nothing to do with me anymore. If I can get to you in about 5 minutes and get you to go this deep, congratulations for both of us for being willing to be that open. Because that's the only thing in life that matters. You asked me how I find my bliss, and I'm showing you. Because you get to go through, one of the things is to know what you truly want. Which is interesting. So look at me again. What do you want?
Not allowed to wipe my face.
Now put your hands down.
I mean, I think it all comes down to love.
It's part of it. So I touched a real hot button when you talked about being perfect. See, here's the thing that's going on right now that's so freaking beautiful to me, is that most of the time, nobody cares what we really want. We say these words that we think we want. Your number one word was freedom, yet you have 2 children and a husband and a career and a podcast. So you created everything to not be free. If you really wanted to be free, you'd be running around Bali in a bathing suit right now. That isn't really what you wanted. You want to be acknowledged for who you are. You want to feel powerful. Words that you've not chosen to say yet. Because somebody told you that you're not worth all those words. And you get to own them. And you want a partner to share this with you, who makes you feel worthy on a regular basis. So start standing up and saying, this is what I want. It's not what I deserve or what I need, it's what I want. And you're allowed to want things every day. You know, people who are like you, who don't have kids, say they want a family. They don't actually know what that means, do they?
Nope.
No, it's a challenge, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Be careful what you wish for sometimes, because
Nothing
you just
I thought
might
it would be.
It's not what you thought it would be. Interesting. What did you think it would be?
You know, I thought it would be the perfect life and happiness and all this, but I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, especially having kids later in life, right? I mean, you're so used to your freedom, and I've traveled to 22 countries and lived abroad and all these things to experience in your life, and then all of a sudden you're stuck.
Well, so you got to watch the words. And if you were one of my coaching, and you got to hear this, you keep using the word stuck. And I kind of look at you going, you know what? You got to realign your wants.
Yeah.
And you have lived in 22 countries. Congratulations. You got the perfect life right now. Even though that I don't like that word for you at all. Your life looks different now. But I think you need to sit down and evaluate what freedom looks like having 2 beautiful children. Because I didn't hear you say that you wanted anything for them yet. Just look at this and look at a moment going, wow, I have the dream. I lived my life. And it does get different. And yeah, by the way, I've traveled all over the world with my children. My daughter has been to more places, but both of them have, but she became my little companion. We did a 3-week trek through Europe when I had all these things to film, and she became my partner doing that. Now at 16, she is an internet marketer and loves what she does. So I will tell you what, you create these amazing creatures. I'm just thinking that people in your world don't really understand that or what you've been doing. You see from the outside. We hear every little word that you said, every little nuance, every time you moved your head when you asked a question that kind of belied what you actually said truthfully.
Yeah, absolutely. I get that.
So for you, I'm excited. Congratulations that we bumped into each other, because you're embarking on the next journey that is the greatest journey ever. I'm a huge fan of being a mom. I was 42 years without kids. Kids are not for everybody, but I got to tell you, it's the coolest thing. I'm at a point now where I'm at the other end of the spectrum, and I'm very sad a lot of the time because my kids don't need me anymore.
Right.
All of a sudden, they're like, Mom, I got the car and I'll see you later. I'm like, well, wait, where are you going? No, bye, Mom. I'm like, no, wait. And my daughter's like, Mom, I can't wait to go see these countries. And then she broke my heart the other day when she said, I can't wait. She said, does it make you sad that the most of my life is ahead of me and you might not get to see it? Wow, baby girl, I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, I'd like to see as much as I can, but I am an older mom. I'm 42 years older than my baby girl and my boy.
Yeah.
So who knows what I get to see?
Yeah.
So I will tell you, take a moment, reinvest, take some time for you and hubby away from babies. Take each baby separately. Spend time you got to separate them. This is the thing that some moms don't do. Spend time just with the 1-year-old, all by yourself. Then spend time with the 3-year-old, all by because otherwise they become this team that gangs up on you. And very often I've just taken my son or my daughter for an entire week somewhere to get to know them, not them as my children.
Right.
It will change your perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that Forbes, first of all, I got to know, how long was the pre-screen call between you two?
0.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So Lisa, the fact that she just came on here and summed you up in like 45 seconds and could see your pain at the level that I know you're experiencing.
But it's seriously incredible. Like, she just saw and she knew. That's intuition. I know that the episode went completely in a different direction, Lisa, but I feel like you needed it. She's been going through a really tough spot. She's been going through a really tough spot for the past few weeks about whether or not to move her business forward or continue down the corporate path. And I have been trying to encourage her to do something that I think she needs to do for the longevity of her family and really dive deep and get to the root cause. So that was really cool. It was really interesting. But now we know. So that's how she does her bliss. She gives back to the world.
Yeah. And what's interesting, Forbes, is that what you just did to me, that's how I coach as well. I'm very intuitive, and what people are saying versus what I hear are two different things.
Congratulations.
And it's a beautiful gift. I'm not great at doing it with myself a lot of
Who the fuck is?
But but what you just did is so amazing because God, the world needs it. The world needs it. It's almost like when a medium walks up to someone and says, have you recently lost a grandparent? And they're like, yes. And they're like, your grandparent's here, they have a message, right? It's like we need more of those, just like, I'm going to interject in your life, and I don't care that this is supposed to be a freaking podcast about business right now. Like, this is what needs to happen right now. I'm going to be obedient to that. That's amazing, and keep doing it.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of how you are with others. And so it was awesome for me. I've known Lisa for 15 years, Forbes. So I'm like, I know her for 15 years, and I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, she's Lisa-ing herself. That was, yeah, that was cool.
And it's interesting because I get invited on a lot of podcasts who want to talk about business acumen. And I think you can do that with anybody who's successful. They'll just tell you how they got there.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be as interesting. And you're right, you do just hear it. it's fascinating. I actually don't know as a business how to explode this. I kind of want to take a thing and just do the healing because I'm weirdly good at it.
Yeah.
And I love doing it, and I can't seem to stop doing it. I will tell you, I've had more than one business entity saying, you know, can you not make people cry? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
You know, it's interesting that you say that because I cry easily. I have my whole life. I'm very tenderhearted. And in the business setting, you know, I just recently heard someone say, hey, you know, watch out for so-and-so. She cries easily. And they didn't know that I was like that. And I was like, time out. Like, I'm a crier, and if someone cries and that's how they express their emotions, we need to be cool with that. So
Yeah.
the fact that you make people cry, like, more people just need to, like, that's for other, if that makes other people uncomfortable, that's for them to figure out.
Well, it's
right?
just about a level of energy that you get to release. If it comes out through your eyes, that's great, as opposed to bottling it up. So, Miss Conky over there, I see kids behind you. Who do you have to your left?
I have 4 kids.
Four.
I have 4 kids, yeah.
How old are they?
I have twin 8-year-olds, boy, girl. They're fraternal. And then I have a 7-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter. I have
Wow,
4.
you got like the massive, wow.
Yeah. And they're all like 8 and under, and it's a blast right now. So we literally, I have been trying to be as present as possible in their life, like baseball. They do baseball. We all do jujitsu together. Well, 4 of us do jujitsu, and then the other 2 do Krav Maga. But we try to get into like their lives and experience it with them, and then show them different experiences. As a matter of fact, when we get done today, we're driving to the Grand Canyon. And we've been kind of showing them stuff, and they all have their little vision books. Like our oldest son has a little binder. He wants to go to Hawaii, and he's already picking out his experiences when he goes to Hawaii, what he's going to do. He asks crazy questions like, what's the best country to go to? And I'm like, well, you know, like you said, Google it. Let's find out. And so he's trying to figure out what he wants to do when he grows up to see the world. And then I have my other daughter, like his twin sister, she wants to save animals when she grows up. And then our youngest son, he wants to build stuff. And then our youngest daughter, she's like, I will be on stage. So we constantly, because we have a gratitude journal that we have them write in at night, and they read, and we ask them, what does your life look like? What does happiness look like to you? And what do you want to be? You know, how do you want to be? And they'll tell us, and we try to nurture it. And then we try to be present. But we're also entrepreneurs. So we have real estate is what we primarily do, Forbes. We flip and we buy and hold. So we have a portfolio. And once that kind of like settled down, I was like, I really want to just try to do something different. So I started doing this. And then Lisa called me with this bitchin' podcast idea. And I was like, sure, I'll do it with you, sure. And so we're trying to like diversify our revenue incomes. But while we're doing it, we're talking and teaching our kids on, this is what you do. You just find out what's going to bring you joy and then try to monetize it. Mm-hmm. And so that part has been pretty fun. But my 4 kids, they're a fucking blast. They are a blast. They're at that age where it's like, they're not the 1 and 3-year-olds. And Lisa, I know what you went through. I went through it. And it is. It's like, it's thankless. She's right. It's a thankless job.
It's a season.
But it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And I have amazing kids.
And by the way, I love it. I mean, those are my favorite photos. I have hundreds of photos of my little guys as little guys, and I love that so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what? It is a season, and it's just enjoy it to no end. I love. So what is the? We should probably get back to what is the concept behind your podcast?
Yeah, we usually try to bring people in who are in business, whether they're a business owner, how they got their business thriving, or if they're in business in corporate America, like what do you do? How do you impact your business? And then, but what do you do to find joy in life and balance the bliss so that, you know, as you're going through life, you have your business going along, but a lot of people lose touch with the bliss side. Like they're a mom and they're still working and they're trying to figure that out, but, or they have a relationship that they're in and they're still going and they have business and so does their spouse, but they can't figure out the relationship piece. Like how we're trying to get people on that can bring it all together. And I literally, my wife is the one that found you, Forbes, and was like, oh, she looks like she's got it and she's got it going on. And then she's got this fiance. And so she looks like she could probably be a pretty good candidate. And I was like, cool, let's reach out. So we're trying for our listeners they're all struggling with, yeah, fuck, I have my shit together in business, but I don't know how to do Bliss. Or I have my shit together in Bliss, but I don't know how to do business. I'm just all the fun. So we're trying to find people that can bring it together and help people. This is how you get it all.
And so what are the couple of things that you tell people to have it all?
So for me, I have focus on mindset in the morning. So you have to have routines. It's all about routines. I wake up in the morning and I try to be present with myself, do my meditation. I have a vision board that I did a breakthrough session. So I broke a board. I almost want to bring it over here and show you because I'm so
I want to see it. No, I want to see it because I'm actually going to do a new board.
So, yeah, okay. I'm just really pumped about it, sorry. So this is my board, and I went through, sorry for my selfie light. It's kind of messing that up. Okay,
I got it.
Yeah, so I wrote down everything like as if, my as if statements, and then on the back side of it, I wrote all the obstacles that at the time I figured were gonna prevent me from it.
Right.
And I went through this 15-day class where they were like, yeah, everybody has obstacles, fucking get over it. And so
15-day class, wow.
Yeah. And so I went through the whole process, and I ended up doing the board break. So, and my mentor, my coach, you put the obstacles face down so that when you break it, you're breaking through your obstacles. You don't see them anymore. All you see is what you want, and what you want is in front of you, and you break through the obstacles. So it was like a metaphorical thing. So every morning I wake up and I come in here and I have it hanging in my office before I do jack shit for the day. I look at it and I anchor and I remember that's why. That was all of my why. That was like the 2 weeks was so, like my wife brought the kids to the hotel, and every day after the class I would go back and I'd be like, oh my God, this is all the shit I found out about myself, and this is what I went through.
Do me a favor, in our private chat, text me who you studied with. I'm just curious to see who that is. I don't necessarily want to publicize the person, but I would like to know.
No, I don't care. It's Dr. Matt James. Dr. Matt James.
Never heard of that person.
Yeah, Dr. Matt James with the Empowerment Partnership. His dad trained with Tony Robbins. So I did that training with him. He's amazing. As a matter of fact, I just came back. I did an assist at one of his NLP practitioner seminars that he does on the weekends, and I last night just wrapped that up. I was there for 4 days. He's an amazing human being. So I did that 50 training with him, the 15 days. And so I come in the morning, I read through that, I do my meditation, I get my kids going in the morning. My whole thing is about routines and balance. And so when it comes to my kids, when it comes to my wife, when it comes to business, I have like what we're trying to balance it all together and integrate it. So it's not just a task list. It's like my wife and I have like 2 business meetings a week, and plus we try to date. So we'll go out on dates so that we can stay connected, because when you have 4 kids, it's very difficult.
Oh, look at you. Yeah.
We try to teach the kids the same thing. We want them to see what a loving relationship looks like, and so that there's good communication, and there's effective boundaries, and yet where there's respect. So those are the types of things.
Let me ask you a question. So what's your first memory in life?
My first memory of life?
In life, yeah.
I would have to say it was my dad teaching me to tie my shoes.
Okay, what decision did you make about life based on that moment?
Oh, that I could do whatever I could, or whatever I put my mind to, because that's what he said.
Right. So I would have predicted that. So Lisa, you need to hear that. You're one of the rare people in the planet that I've ever reached who have that decision. Lisa, what's your first memory in life? This is going to be the difference. Go ahead. What is it?
It's so crazy. I've never heard anybody ask me that.
I think I have to go.
No, come over here.
Air this episode.
We'll cut this out. It's okay. Just go for it.
Okay, we'll cut it up. What's your first memory?
My mom leaving.
Oh, honey.
No. Don't hang on. What decision did you make about life based on that?
I don't know. I think I can figure it out on my own. I can make it on my own.
I think it's not I can, it's I have to make it on my own. Now listen to
I'm in such a vulnerable place right now. This is like not the good timing for this interview.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect timing, Lisa. Let me share something with you. You are more typical of all the women that I talk to. So I can do it everything, and figuring out that's a very unique perspective. That means her little girl's in line with her, which is why those things are working. You and I did not have the best first memory or the best first decision. Mine was finding my grandmother dead on the ground in my bedroom, and my mom not being happy, and I spent my whole life trying to make her happy. And it was a very negative thing that plagued me for a very long time. I'm going to tell you that your shift is actually very simple. The fact that it has to do with your mom leaving, all of a sudden you got a little unhappier when you became a mom. Just think about that for a little bit, if that's the decision that you made about the word mom. You know, I had to redefine the word mom for myself. I redefined a lot of words, but mom became moments of memories. Because I started to kind of resent the fact that, mommy, my diaper's dirty, mommy this, mommy that. And I was like, wait a second, I wanted to be a mom so bad. Now that I am, I hate the word. And when I realized that if I could just carve out amazing memories with these little ones, that's what being a mom really is for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. And for me, that's why, you know, that's honestly where this whole podcast came from, is business and bliss. Like, how do you figure out a business that gives you the freedom so that you're not rushing around and chaotic and always busy doing life, and that your children are distractions, and that you can just be present with your children and not have the hustle?
Okay, I'm
That's
going
where
to tell
this
you that
whole
the
thing
most,
came from.
but I'm going to tell you the most important thing that you're missing is that little healing part of when you were a kid. You haven't healed that. You haven't gotten mad enough at your mom for what she did to you back then. Just bear with me here, because it's playing itself out now. Did she ever come back?
Yeah, I mean, she's in my life now.
Okay, but she wasn't. And we're talking about how the little 4-year-old inside of you is running your ship. You're letting a little kid drive your bus, and it's kind of driving you crazy.
I have a breakthrough scheduled on October 15th with Jen Conkey.
We're doing a breakthrough set. I'm doing a breakthrough session.
I know I'm fucked up. And
No, baby girl. I know. Well, by the way, I know you're not fucked up. That's not something I even talk about.
I know that my head is not straight, and I'm ready to be done with it.
But Jen, that's the kind of stuff that we learned at NLP, right? And you can fix that for her.
That's exactly why I reached out with. Yeah, that's why I think this is incredible. Like, Lisa, this is why NLP is what I keep telling you. Like, she got on here and within 45 seconds, nailed it. She nailed it.
And so what I will share with you, if you guys are, you know, Jen, if you're courageous enough to air this interview, and here's why you want to do that. For the same reason that I went to the AA meeting. Because it's not all really, you asked with a big smile, so what's your bliss? As though I could give you a magic answer. I am showing you how I found my bliss. I went through trainings. I went through breakthroughs. I cried my eyes out over and over again. I had people push my buttons. I said, fuck you to more people, going, stop pushing me. I don't need your help, until I got to the point where I am. And I would not be who I am had I not gone through it. You can't go around it, and you cannot, my love, stop touching your hair. You cannot pretend it doesn't exist. And so when you air this episode, what you're going to show women out there is you must be courageous enough to face the things that are not perfect. You must be willing to bare your soul and go, maybe I don't know it all. They didn't teach me how to handle life in school. There are no rules. My mom didn't show me shit. When I left at 17, she didn't do anything with her life. She was 260 pounds. And my entire reason for being was, I don't want to be like her. That was my direction. Well, that's not real positive. It's not really nurturing. And I got lost and spent a lot of years. I'm fucking 59 years old. I would love some of those years back that I wandered around wondering, how do you find someone to help you and fix this? I had to do a wall in my TV studio of all of my accomplishments, and they are massive because I couldn't remember most of them. I didn't remember being happy, being on Broadway or starring in movies or meeting all these celebrities, because I was so busy doing and so used to being unhappy. I said the stupidest thing the other day to my fiance. We got in a little fight. I said, yeah, you know what, you can leave because I'm used to being happy. You go away, I'll be fine. I thought I was through with that stuff. But, you know, because I get it. So what you're dealing with is what other women need to hear. Let me say that one more time. It is what they need to hear more than anything else you could say on this show. They need to know that you were willing enough to be vulnerable and honest, that you don't have it all together, but you're still successful. That's interesting, right? How do you find your bliss? Do exactly the kind of work that we're doing right now. And I will tell you.
How I find my bliss is two things. Jen has a whole like regimen and has all that shit. That's not me. That's great. I will never be on that level. And the thing is for me.
But I didn't have that before my breakthrough. I was a hot fucking mess. We know that. Okay.
That's true. I mean, not that
yeah, I was a hot fucking mess, and we know that.
That the breakthrough made a difference for you. So I'm excited to do that. But my point is, for me, it is mindset. It's reminding myself that the journey is the destination. Like, this is what I signed up for. Like, this is the more I learn, the more I fine tune me, the more I grow and evolve, the more I can help others. Is honestly like how I move through it. And yeah, I mean, that's what it's about for me.
Well, here's the thing. Were you a straight A student in school?
Close to it.
Trust me, I know you.
You don't know me, Forbes.
Yes, I do. Trust me. All I have to do is just kind of key in. I do know. And what's exciting here is that word hot mess. I'd love to hear kind of what a hot mess that you were before.
Shit, all you gotta do is Google my YouTube. I did a talk in Vegas at the Mandalay Bay, 3 weeks ago? Just Google Jen Conkey, it'll come up and you'll see it. It's pretty fucking funny. Yeah, you'll see.
All right, I'll do that.
You probably got me pegged.
Well, but you know what? That's what's so cool about doing this work. I love doing it, and I love sharing this interview with you guys. I love the fact that you're both moms. Congratulations, because that seems to be the only kind of people that I really want to spend time with.
Yeah.
If you're not a mom, you just don't get how challenging it is to split your focus all day, every day.
Yeah.
Every moment of every day, your focus is never 100%. At any moment, your kid calls, something's wrong, bam, you're gone.
Yep.
That doesn't happen, Oprah Winfrey, when you have just puppies at home. I don't care how much you love them.
Yeah, that's true. Forbes, it's been awesome. We have another podcast, so we got to start recording in a couple minutes. But I feel like we could talk to her for hours.
I don't have any makeup with me.
And you still look fucking gorgeous. You're fine.
Lisa, I love you for your courage. Thank you. I think we should at some point do another recap of just business without getting emotional. But for me, this has been a very profound hour, and I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're definitely going to call you back, please.
Bye, you guys. I'll talk to you.
You can be our first repeat guest, too.
Yo! And I will make sure you guys get SpinGym. Send me your addresses. Let's follow
Love you.
up. Bye, you
All
guys.
right. Have a good one.